was looking for you on by your name and not by your tag name.
Yeah.
How's it going? Can you hear me well?
I can hear you. Yeah. How are
Cool.
you?
Good, good, good. I'm in my patio. I feel like this is the closest that we can get to see all my plants, and um, sometimes I don't get really good signal, and so I wanted to make sure you could hear me well. Does it sound well, crispy, or
I can hear you well. It's beautiful.
awesome?
It's that weather. Like we have cold weather here, but it is sunny. It's
I bet.
nice.
Where you're located in Delaware, right?
Yep.
And what's the weather right now looking like?
It's clear. It's sunny, but it's cold. It's like 50s.
50s. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a warm weather, no?
Yeah. What about you? Where are you located?
I'm in Miami.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
I used to live in Colorado. I don't know if I briefly mentioned it on the previous interview, but yeah, I know how it feels to be in the middle of winter, and feeling the weather is cold and not so shiny. I mean, lots of sun
Yeah.
over there, thankfully, but not so green. As
Yeah. I'm originally from the Pacific Northwest, so I'm used to that kind
nice,
of weather also. Yeah.
nice, awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, so I just wanted to thank you for taking this opportunity. I think this is fun. Um, I want to try to make it as dynamic as possible. I want to have a conversation with you. I want to get to know you, get to know your beginnings, and get to understand. Sorry, grab my phone. Um, get to understand, yeah, everything about how you started with the whole plant vibe, the culture of owning plants, and where do you see yourself going in the future. Get to know your goals as well, and anything you want to add to the conversation. Completely welcome.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this.
Absolutely. So before we begin, just want to take a moment and let everybody know that's watching to please ask any comments, interact. As soon as we see your comments, we'll be happy to answer your questions, or anything that you may want to add to the conversation. If you want us to explore a little more, hopefully you guys don't hear much of my background noise. If you do, please let me know. If you lose um, the the signal, if I start losing the signal, let me know, and I'll go inside. Um, but yeah, let's again. I just want to welcome you. Your page is, if you can introduce your page and um, a little bit about you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Tasha. I own the Corner Plant Lady. Originally started, I feel like a lot of people during COVID. I had like two or three plants that my husband had gifted me for a holiday, and then one was a plant clipping that I took from the Pacific Northwest on a plane, and it was a coleus cutting from my great grandmother. That's kind of where it started. And then I just wanted to share my journey, so I started the Instagram page, and yeah, now I have over 300 houseplants. I started a small business where I help local people who own plants. I help educate them on their plants. If they're looking for a specific plant, I help find it. I can help set up plants in your house. So it's kind of turned into a side business because I do work full time.
Interesting. Yeah, and I do work full time, and I started building this. I started having ideas of building a podcast for a while,
Okay.
and I want to get to the bigger vision of doing things. I want to have hydroponics, uh, especially like city in the middle of the city. I want to have like containers and be able to eventually have hydroponics and live off of that. But you gotta start
Yeah,
somewhere, right? So
exactly.
what was the first plant that you started, I guess, growing and taking care of? How did
Oh,
that?
let's see. I started with the begonia, the silver spot begonia. I started really learning about that and propagating that and making little babies with my mother plant. And then I got a different type of begonia. And then I started following Plants by Melissa. That's kind of where I started getting the ideas and learning more about the plant Instagram world. And then I met two great plant people, the Perky Plant Lady and Manda's Plants. I don't know if you follow them, they're great. And then we kind of just started doing a video together, and it just, yeah, I love sharing my little tips that are little bit more inexpensive than others people's possibly. You don't need to buy every little thing to be able to be a successful plant person. You could just have like your top few products that you use and then share with everybody.
Now, how'd you start connecting with them?
Um,
Uh,
I can't remember who reached out to who, but one of us reached out to the other and we just started commenting on each other's videos and started through the DMs, and we did a video together, a giveaway, I believe that's where it started. And now we're all friends outside of here, and we talk and share tips with each other. And she's where I got my Hoya addiction, the perky plant lady. I buy all my Hoyas from her, and my whole entire shelf over there is all Hoyas. And yeah, that's where I became a Hoya head, I guess.
nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so like what has been like the most you've done collaborations with them through videos,
Yep.
right? What has been the most successful video that you've done with them?
Ooh, we did a giveaway and it was 3 plants. So we picked 3 winners, and that was that really helped us grow.
And so are they all located in Delaware
No,
as well?
we're all, I think, Florida, North Carolina, and Delaware. So we're all 3 different spaces. We just got on like a Zoom and we just chatted about ideas and kind of grew from there.
Nice, very, very nice.
Yeah.
So let me go through, I guess, a series of questions that I prepared. One is, and I asked it on the previous interview, is you've already talked about a little bit of your favorite plants, or what you started, and now what's your favorite plant, the Hoya. Why is that your favorite plant, and like what's so interesting, or what can you educate us on that plant that you've learned over the years or over the months?
They're just growers. There's just something about the satisfaction of it taking like 4 to 6 weeks for one new little growth. And it's just, you get the right fertilizer and you get the right lighting. And once you figure that out, they're just beautiful. And there's so many.
And the floral, you said?
I haven't had a Hoya bloom yet. So
Okay.
that's new to me. I've only really gotten into Hoyas in the last year.
Huh.
But yeah,
you know what I really like?
The bloom, and I've heard they're beautiful.
Yeah, no, I bet. I need to look into it because this is the first time I hear Hoya, or maybe I've seen it, but I don't know. I mean, I'm still in my learning process, right? I'm still getting to know new plants and how they work.
This one right here is my favorite. It's a Villosa, and
nice.
They're fuzzy and they're big, and
I saw it on the video. Is it like what is it? Sorry, sometimes I think in Spanish because I'm from Colombia, so I'm trying to think of the word in English or what it looks like. But is it the one that kind of like a pothos that it starts climbing things?
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly.
Is it also easy to propagate and like make some cutting?
Super easy. And I do both. I do water propagations and I do perlite propagations. And I still have some Hoyas that have been in water for 4 to 6 months, and the roots are just long and they need to be potted. But they're easy. I find them to be easy. They just like a little neglect. They like to dry out.
Nice, but and it also gives you a flower, right? So it's like a little bit of an upgrade from from a pot that is just the plants.
Exactly. I'm hoping mine bloom this year, so I'll be on the lookout.
Yeah, and what kind of flower does it bloom?
It's like this. It's like this little circle, and it has like 12 little. I don't know how to explain it. They're beautiful. You'll have to Google it. I haven't seen it personally.
I'll Google
Just go to the perky plant lady. Hers bloom, and they're beautiful.
I hope it blooms, of course, soon, and that it has an aroma. It's not something that I truly love from flowers. I have this. It's kind of dying. I don't know if you see it right here. It's right here at the bottom. It's actually some spider mites. So I need to fight that.
Oh.
But it's called the plumeria something. But it has, when it blooms, it's a flower that's pink and white, and the aroma is just amazing. It's
pretty.
My little girls smell it every time they come out. I'm like, hey, smell this.
Yeah. It's nice with the warm weather. I'm excited for summer because that was one tip I like to share, is like I can bring half of my plants that are in my plant room outside and they thrive in that humidity, and it's the best time of the year. Yeah,
that's kind of the things that I started loving from when I moved to Miami, to Florida. The weather is like 365 days of the year. you're mostly warm. There's some cold days, like what we call winter. Our winter days is 60s and 50s, and people start
Yeah.
wearing jackets and sweaters,
Yeah.
and it's pretty funny to watch. But then you become part of the society that that wears the jackets and
Yeah.
stuff. But
You guys will survive up here when it gets in the 20s.
oh, yeah, I don't miss those
Yeah.
days at all. I do miss like skiing because I used to go skiing every
Oh,
summer.
yeah. Oh, see, Planty M. They said that they have Hoyas and they bloomed. Oh, yes, I'll have to check out those
Nice.
pictures.
And what kind of colors of flowers do they bloom?
I believe all
If
types.
whenever Planty can
Yeah.
add in the comments. Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Do you have any edible plants? I mean, besides like fruit plants, but like edible plants that you can eat as salads
I
or.
do not. I do have a hydroponic water thing I get ready in the summertime, and I'll plant some edibles that I transfer over to my garden. But I don't believe I have any edible plants. No.
Huh. So
What about you?
I have this hibiscus. So
Oh,
just like the hibiscus that you see at in the back,
yes.
that gives a orange flower, which is also one of my favorite plants. This hibiscus, actually, I should totally show it to you guys. Let me twist around. Hopefully, I don't lose the signal. But that's a
Okay.
hibiscus, called cranberry hibiscus. And so this hibiscus has the newer leaves. Sorry, it took me a minute to refocus the camera. This hibiscus, and this was by a coworker who has a farm. He gave me three of them, and he talked about it with me the other day. And basically, they taste like cranberry when you
Oh,
chew them, and they use them a lot in salads, and it actually tastes really good. And I actually became a little bit of a fan of this plant because it also gives you a flower too. It's
oh.
not too much of a bright flower as the regular hibiscus, the standard I think is the name. But this one is pretty nice. It's pretty beautiful, and the fact that you can eat it, I feel like more restaurants should add it to their ingredients, because it's a beautiful touch of cranberry without having to rely on the cranberry fruits.
Yeah. You can make a
Uh,
drink with that too.
yeah, you can make tea. You can
Yeah.
make tea.
Yeah.
I started like researching into it, and you can bake the leaves and then shred them, and then
Yeah.
I don't know. So I want to try that. I want to try that for sure. Um, but if let's say if you go into, let's say you get the opportunity to have um, the just the edible fruits, just fruits, or what kind of vegetables or fruits would you like to have, and why?
Um, uh, we're big kale people, so I would love to grow some kale. I did start some last year in my little hydroponic station that I had in my kitchen. Lots of kale, different kinds of kale. I don't know. It's probably some carrots and strawberries. I'm pretty basic. I'm vegan, so like
Okay,
I do all of it.
nice.
Yeah.
Any shakes that you use specific ingredients? Do you do shakes or
Yeah,
just
I do some shakes, just like chocolate peanut butter vegan shakes. Pretty basic. Not a ton
okay,
of shakes. I just like kale chips. We make a lot of like baked
chips?
kale chips.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife is pretty. She has her seasons, and so sometimes we'll go very
Yeah.
very healthy ingredients. Like instead of pasta, we'll use um, or instead of rice, we use broccoli rice
Oh,
or cauliflower,
yeah.
cauliflower, not broccoli. I don't
Yeah.
know how to cook, so so don't take my word for it. But no, it's cauliflower,
Perfect.
rice, and beans, and
Yeah. We do
yeah.
the
So
chickpea pasta. Replace it with like the chickpea pasta, or there's so many different types now.
yes, yeah, yeah. There's so many ways to replace pretty much everything. Like, I mean, of course, it's not gonna taste the same,
Yeah. Similar.
um, but it's somewhat of a good replacement.
Yeah.
Um, Let me actually ask you about your hydroponics.
Yeah.
How has that been? When was it when you started? What are some lessons you've learned with that?
Ooh, we started last year. It was Tilltop. It was a company that reached out to me to try it out for them. We really liked it. We did carrots, kale. What else did we do? Can't remember what else we did. We did 6 different things. And I mean, they grew huge. It took just a couple weeks. It was very easy. Replaced the water. That was all we did. We just transferred it, took it right out of the pods and put it right in our garden. And I mean, the kale became edible and the carrots grew and it was successful. So I definitely recommend it. It's really fun for kids. My girls are 9 and 7 and they loved it.
Yeah, when I also have it in me to make sure that my daughters, I have two, 7 and 4.
Yeah,
And
okay. Yeah.
yeah, so I've been pretty intentional in showing them what the different plants
Yeah.
are. I have my 7-year-old like memorizing the names of the
Yeah.
different plants we have. So we play games of, hey, what's the name of this one and what's the name of that one. So I'm very intentional with that. What has that rubbed into, like, besides of the hydroponics, the passion of plants and growing plants with your
Absolutely.
daughters?
My oldest had a market at school where they had to come up and make something and they had to sell it. So she went around and cut my pothos and begonias and she put them in soil, grew roots and everything for them and sold out. And yeah, she loves plants. They come in here and sit with me and just help me. They love the soil, so they love to like pot new plants and cut them up. And yeah,
Awesome.
it's definitely pastoral.
That's super cool. I
Yeah.
should do it. We had that opportunity not long ago, and we ended up selling spinners.
Yeah. See,
But I should have done that.
yeah.
Like, the podcast idea is perfect. I
Yeah.
think is a really good. I'm just gonna move a little here because the sun is killing me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have totally done that. Such a good idea, and it's such a easy like way to, like, help them make some money, and
Yeah,
such
exactly.
a to
Yeah.
grow. Is there any other plants that you have that you've learned that are easy propagatable? If that's a word, again, I used it the other day. Is that a word?
Yeah. Yeah.
Propagatable.
See, I would probably say I'm the rickrack cactus. That is a new one. I have a big, huge mom plant, and I was so scared to propagate it. And when I was watering it, I lost a big, huge piece of it. And I was like, oh, I lost it. It's not going to be able to come back. And I propagated it, and I made 3. And I was so, I do a lot of that one, but just the Hoya thing, they're easy. No, I think we lost you.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Let me actually go back inside because I think I'm losing.
Okay.
My internet decided to give up on me. Okay, is it better?
Yeah, there.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can see you. It's a little blurry, but I'm asking you the question. And I'm sorry. The thing is that I came inside because I have two birds
Ah,
and they're flying around and they just like to be loud.
okay.
In case you hear
Yeah,
them,
I do.
is them just being loud. They're probably gonna fly around me too.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice. So let me ask you questions about possible, like, not issues, but like, something that has been very complicated with I don't know, growing a plant. Any challenges is the word that I'm looking for that you've had.
I would probably just say watering. I was always thought that you had to be on a watering schedule and you had to make sure that you followed the schedule. And so I was always following and I was wondering why my plants were dying and in the very beginning of all this. And I learned a lot of plants like to dry out and you just kind of have to learn and section them together. I found out like the ones that need watered more, find a section. I found some tools along the way that help me make sure I'm watering correctly and just the watering. Watering was tough in the beginning.
Huh.
And I find a lot of people that I go on plant appointments who hire me to help them, they're always over watering. They just think they need to constantly water. And so it's fun to educate people that you don't have to water them all the time.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes you just gotta let it dry out.
Yeah.
Like I've learned on my end, yeah, overwatering, root rot has been one of the enemies that we all go through, and learning to give them, give them enough drain when possible.
Yep.
I think that helps. I thought, maybe a plant that is very health friendly with water, like a pothos, would be okay with it. But no, they get rot,
Yeah.
and you gotta be very careful with
Yep.
that.
Exactly.
What do you know about technology when it comes to the watering aspects of it? Do you have anything that you've learned, maybe like an ITO, Internet of Things, that you can connect to the internet and self water? Because I
No, not
run into
yet.
that, but I want to learn if there's
Yeah.
anything like
I did just order a product. It's called Quench Plant, and it's like a little device that you put into the soil. I have not looked too much further into it. I just got it. But that, I guess, has some technology where it like pops up when it's time to water. But I haven't
that.
really played around too much with it. But no technology. It's all just look and the feel of the soil. It's just how I do it.
Yeah, because I want to try to find a way to ensure that they get the water they need.
Yeah.
Because, for example, I'm traveling next week,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I have to rely on my wife
Yeah.
to water it, and she will for sure
Yeah.
forget to water them.
Yep.
And some have died. I've gone through trips at times, and some plants they just started
Yeah.
dying, and it's such a hard thing to trust to or on someone to do it for you when you're the one that does it based on your knowledge and you found your
Yep.
rhythm, and like it's hard. What do you do in those cases when you have to travel? What you have your plans, and is your husband in the same
No, we just
uh,
went away for 10 days and I just have everything on timers, including the humidifier was not on a timer. My mother-in-law would just fill it for me and I would tell her how long. But honestly, no, I have no tricks. I just water them the day before I leave. And the ones
okay.
that like water more, I soak them. And I have experimented with like there's this company called Cowbell. It's like a little thing that you put inside the soil and it releases after time. That does help for my plants that like a little bit more water, but no, I haven't lost any plants when I was gone 10 days. So yeah.
You're lucky. You're
Yeah,
one of the
it's
lucky ones.
true.
No, I totally did. Um, when so I also know, like, as far as technology, like the self-watering plant pots that you put the cord and you put the bottle at the bottom. Do you use them? Do you
I
have them?
do. I have a few of them. Like my alocasias, they have the self-watering. That's
Right.
really the only plant that I have that has self-watering is my alocasias.
Okay. And
But yeah, they work. They're great. You just have to remember to change the water and add your nutrients, especially with the alocasias. But yeah, they
nice.
work.
I want to, if you can, send me
Yeah,
a link of maybe places
yeah.
where you can buy them. I also want to transition into the question I had for you, which was is to buy pots. We know that that can get expensive. You go to Home Depot or Walmart or just any other place, they get really expensive. So where do you normally get
I,
your pots?
I am a thrifter, so I go to Goodwill. I go to the antique shops. I go on Facebook Marketplace a lot. Even Facebook groups, like local groups on Facebook that are free. They're like free groups. People just are trying to get rid of them. A lot of um, real, what are they called? When somebody passes away, you go, they're like a garage sale type of thing, an estate sale,
what is it?
an estate
Okay.
sale, and, and they have them for very cheap. But I'm a bargain hunter. I get almost all my pots off of like Goodwill. Goodwill gets good pots like this. I found a lady on Facebook, and these are 100, and she's a clay maker, and I got these in a pack deal for like $40, and I got like 6 of them. Yeah, so you just got to stay on those marketplaces on Facebook and you'll find them and they're cheaper because they're
I gotta
expensive.
do more research, but I feel like I was very surprised when I saw your video of
Yeah,
Goodwill. Never had it in my mind to go there.
yeah,
I'm totally gonna go there and try to do some hunting
yeah.
for
You
pots.
can
I
find all kinds of plant stuff there. They have good stuff at Goodwill. You just got to dig around. You got to have the time and not bring your kids sometimes because you got to have to dig and have some patience.
for sure. Um, so is there any like best practices that you have when it comes to repotting? So, for example, and it's a little bit of a best practice, but recycle type of thing where I do when I'm ready to repot. I start planning on who am I gonna put, which of the plants I'm gonna put on the next pod, and so on. And so maybe I need to just buy one and then start doing transitions. Anything like that that comes to mind that you do as
Um, I just reduce, reuse, recycle. So I just try to use anything that I have. I just try to reuse it in some way. And I always try to make my own soil. I mean, I do have my soil people that I love their soil, but like make your own if you can. And just even the soil that you're discarding, try to like reuse it in like your garden, outside. I don't really have any best practices. It just kind of depends on the plant, what I'm planting it in.
Yeah. And talking about soil, what are the ingredients that you use to make your own soil? That's actually a really good knowledge
Yeah.
that you can give us.
Yes. So I mix my soil blend. I use organic potting soil that I get at like the Target, just like a basic organic. We have a worm farm in our backyard, so we use the worm castings and the worm soil. I get some, let's see, coconut husks when I can find them. I use the perlite in my soil, and then I'll mix like the soul soil with it because I love the chunkiness with the organic soil that I get. But
So
that's my go-to.
what are the prices for like the perlites and
Everything is pretty inexpensive when you buy it on like Amazon, or I have some local nurseries that I could buy it in bulk. You can also get it on wholesale websites if you have your business license. But it's all under $20 for big bags of it.
okay, good to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to start doing that. I don't do it today, but it's one of the things that I want to start doing is doing the mixes
Yeah.
are best suitable for specific plants and helping them have something um, more fresher than what you would find in Target.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah.
it's expensive. Like one thing that I learned is go to nurseries to
Yes.
buy bags of soil. They're like $3 each, and they give me this
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. And you're supporting somebody who's a smaller business, and it's all around just a good, and they always have good deals or coupons if you go there often.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't want to run it too long unless you're interested. I mean, I don't have many more questions to ask, but do you have any questions for me? Anything would you like to take a moment and promote your page? And tell us a little bit about how you started the page, why the name also.
Yeah. I'll promote the page a little bit. Well, one last question for you. What
Yes.
got you into houseplants? Are both you and your wife into it, or is it more
Just
you?
me.
Okay.
Mostly me. She's grown fond of it. She really loves that I have a hobby.
Yeah.
And I started with the plant culture when I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, so I basically my first experience with plants was seeing my grandma um, pruning her roses.
Uh,
That was her main plants, roses, and there were red roses, and they would of course they would pinch me, and that's when I learned you gotta be careful when you touch any plant because it'll pinch you because of the thorns. And from there, I started noticing my parents would have plants, and I started noticing the soil would be too light brown. And so I realized, well, they need water, and I would be more proactive into wanting to nurture that part of the keeping of the plants. And so after that, I guess maybe one class, it took one class in the middle of a class, one class exercise of putting the learning how to do the putting the seeds and letting them seeing how they grow the roots, and I found that to be very interesting. And so I started just grabbing whatever fruit I had in my hands. Especially in Colombia, there were more of what do you call just organic fruits.
yeah.
They don't sell you organic fruits, that they just sell you regular fruits, and
Yeah.
they come directly from the farms. So I started just grabbing the seeds and putting them on jars with cotton, putting the water in the cup, and then letting them grow. at one point I had, before I left Colombia and I moved to Colorado, I had maybe like 30, 30 they were tangerine seeds and plants that were already big.
Oh,
And
wow.
kind of sad because I had to let them, leave them there with somebody that, a friend of our family, and I told him, hey, take care of them. I really love them. I also had like apple
Okay.
plants, and yeah, so that's how it started. Like it's just, from having the experience of somebody, being so dedicated,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that I care for, so dedicated, and me wanting to like take that on my lineage, I guess.
Yeah. And it just goes to show how important it is to show, I have girls also, to show our
Yeah.
girls everything because they catch on. And you know what? I did lie. I do have a plant that's edible. I have 3 avocado seeds that are grown into little trees now. So maybe in 10 years I'll get an avocado.
So I actually started back again because it was
Yeah.
like a wave, right? So I left. I went to Colorado. Colorado, I can't really grow much.
Yeah.
I had some plants. Well, my parents had plants, and then I had like maybe 1 or 2. But then I moved, and I didn't took them with me. So my second upbringing was doing avocados.
Ah, okay.
The trick of the 3
Yeah.
sticks,
Yep.
toothpick, and letting it grow, and it started growing. And I have a big one right there that it's been like 4 years or
Ooh,
5.
can I see what it looks like? Because I'm
Yeah,
like 2 years in.
yeah. Let me see. Let me take you there. Hopefully, we don't lose much signal. Let me turn this around. You can still see me,
Yeah.
right? Okay. All right. So here is my avocado. It's weird because a second branch started growing, and of course it's taking a lot of energy. So I need to separate them, and it has a lot of root. What is it? Root bound. It's root
Oh,
bound,
wow.
and so
Oh,
it's pretty
huge.
much, yes, it's pretty huge right now. Um, yeah, yeah. I don't know if the other one is an avocado tree too, but that's where it is. It's
Oh,
it's
cool.
growing. I've done the pruning too, where to encourage more branches.
Oh,
It looks like right now.
we're losing you.
And I have, for example, here a guava tree and a mango tree. So
Oh,
here in
neat.
Florida, they give some trees for free, the city,
Oh, that's neat.
and they're fruit trees. So I actually learned of it because of the same friend that gave me the hibiscus. He told me, yeah, they're giving out free trees. You want to go get them? I was like, yeah, for sure. And from another trees, I have an apple tree, which I know is not gonna grow because of the weather. It's not gonna grow any fruit because apparently they grow more in colder weathers.
Yeah.
But I did it like 3 years ago. I bought it off of Amazon for my birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So these are some of my plants.
Okay.
My boogie. This is my boogie. Why I started. Why I named my page the way I named it. Boogie
Ah,
Raccoon. This is my most proud plant I have. It grew, and I started shaping it into a tree, and
that's
now it's
beautiful.
on itself. Yeah, it's pretty big,
Yeah,
and it gives beautiful flowers.
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah, so my little avocado tree is just a little baby.
your avocado tree. Oh, nice,
Yeah.
beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, I have 3 others like that
Okay.
outside, and they're thriving more. They're growing. They have a few more other leaves. I had it on this on top of the sink
Yeah.
by the window. My wife was hating me for me doing that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So tell
That's
me,
funny.
how you name the page the way you did, and like
Sorry, you're cutting out.
yeah, sorry, it's my internet. Give me 2 seconds. Can you hear me well?
Yep, better.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I mean, what led you to give it the name you gave? Maybe you have a story Or do you have any other thoughts of any other names for your page?
Uh,
Or what was your first?
okay. The corner plant lady, it kind of just came from my husband. Everybody who has plants that always needs help, they always come to me. So I'm like the corner plant lady around here. And I kind of liked it for my business because I'm like the local plant lady and everybody. I do local plant swaps. That was something else I wanted to share. Every month we host a free plant swap at a local business in our county. And that's kind of where it all came from. But yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. And then, well, I guess we're a little bit over the time.
Yeah.
If you want, take a few last seconds to promote your page, the business that you do. I found it very interesting and very fun. That what
Yeah.
you're doing, and go for it.
So my page is just something fun to share tips on anything plant related, more of the basic house plants. I also have a business on the side that I promote, and I just help people locally with plants that are on the struggle bus, or they just want some plants and they don't know where to start. I also teach them how to propagate and then plant the plant after. So follow me for any fun plant swaps if you want to come join us. Also locally, we do all the local businesses. It's really fun. But yeah.
Good stuff. Thank you, Tasha. Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank
much
you for having me. It was really fun.
This is really cool.
Yeah.
And again, getting to know you, getting to learn a little bit from you. Hopefully, maybe we'll do another interview with more of a focused topic if you want.
Yeah.
And no, but thank you for the conversations, for sharing your tips, for interacting with us.
Yeah.
This has been great.
It was great.
Thank you so much.
Good luck with everything. I can't wait to see your next one.
For sure, for sure. Thank
Yeah.
you. Take care.
Talk soon.
Take care. Take care.